Greetings, folks, and welcome to this episode of Let's Play Coffee Talk for the very first time. We last left off with Hendry having a bit of a moment as Rachel stormed out, very, very upset because her dad showed up at the studio, and I would assume unannounced for whatever reason, but that's where we're at. Without further ado, let's go ahead and continue. Gosh, I would be pretty embarrassed if my family came to the studio that I was trying to work at. I'm sorry about what just happened. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, we were busy minding our own business anyway. What? You didn't hear their argument, Myrtle? Of course I heard them. I just chose to ignore most of it. It's none of my business, is it? That's amazing. What's so amazing about that? I don't think I can do that. Dividing and focusing my attention so completely, especially when there's an argument like that. Are you saying you weren't listening to my advice and you were focusing on them instead? Nah. No, I was listening. I made notes. See, you didn't even realize. But you are capable of focusing your attention. Now that you mention it, it happens naturally, I guess. Being born in a big family is useful after all. Yeah, sometimes we don't even realize what we're capable of doing. By the way, you want to head back now? Yeah, it's pretty late. Yo, Alex, we're leaving. Hope you had a good time. Thank you for the drinks, as usual. Please take care on your way home. They're getting along famously, and it's making my heart smile. I guess that's all for two. Oh, you're back, Mr. Hendry. Are you alright, sir? Sir? Oh, yes. Please, don't worry about me. I won't. Did you manage to catch up with Miss Rachel? No, I lost her. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sure she's all right. I hope you're right. By the way, pardon me for asking. Yes? Throughout your arguments with Miss Rachel, something kept bugging me. What's that? Why did you leave the music industry? Ha! Now that's a trip down memory lane. You don't have to tell me if it makes you uncomfortable. Oh no, it's fine. I left around 20 years ago, just as we were welcoming the beginning of the new millennium. It was a great time for girl bands, you know. They were huge in the 90s. Yeah, they were. Bring back girl bands, and they were still enjoying the leftover sensation of the past decade. I met my wife while working. She worked for a record label. That's how we met. I decided to get married and settle down. I wanted a peaceful life. You didn't find peace managing girl bands? Oh gosh, no. The politics, the dark side of the industry, none of it's good. But what hit me hardest was the fans. Toxic fans are the worst. The teenage girls especially, they were crazy about their idols. To the point where they started doing really unimaginable stuff. Like what? Spending all their money trying to copy the superstar lifestyle, abandoning their responsibilities, their families. And the men, they were even worse. They sexualized the girls in every way you could possibly imagine. Edited photos, stalking, outright sexual assault. It was before the internet, mind you. I mean, the internet existed, but it wasn't as mainstream as it is now. I wasn't even the target of the abuse. But it haunted me. It was everywhere. Don't talk to me about peace. I couldn't sleep back then. Not getting enough sleep is dangerous for cats. What do you do for a living now? After we got married, my wife and I opened a record store. It's not big, but we have a very specific audience. We're niche, but they love us for it. It's more than enough for our little family. You said you're still in touch with your friends in the music industry. They visit my place from time to time. And we all meet up at least once a year. Usually it's at my place. Gosh, look at the time. Oh, he has a flip phone. Oh boy. I should go home too. Are you gonna be alright by yourself? Don't worry about me. I'm an old cat. We're stronger than most people think. Aww. See you later, Alex. Oh my gosh. And sorry for bringing our fight to your place. And don't worry about it. Alright then, goodbye. I feel for him. I get where he's coming from. But I also get where Rachel's coming from. I don't know. It's hard to pick a side. Bedchamber. A cup for those longing for a deep slumber. Sure has so much chamomile in it, or chamomile. However you decide to say that. Thursday, October 1st, 2020. The Evening Whispers today say that Coachella organizer reminds parents not to allow their children to attend unsupervised. You all see that meme right there, right? Rachel Florencia confirmed to perform at Coachella 2020. Ooh, we're seeing some events that affect our main characters here. Gil Nyman and Maruki Harukami to collaborate for a new IP. Sorry, we're not open yet. Oh, Neil, you've come very early today. Is there anything I can help you with? There's definitely something that you can do. What is it? Can we work here? He's gonna scare away all my lady customers. Excuse me, what? Is it possible for us to work here? What? Why? We have learned something precious since we have first arrived here. Communication is very important on Earth, and Earthlings communicate in a very complicated way. It blows our mind to learn that you need to mix between verbal and nonverbal communication here. Yes, but I can see that your communication skill has improved an awful lot since you arrived. That's right, make up excuses, girl. That is true, but it is not enough. Some of the biggest lessons about Earthlings we have learned, we learned them here. This made us think, oh no, even thinking. Instead of focusing on finding a breeding partner, we should focus on learning how to communicate with Earthlings properly. Well, that is a good approach, but maybe not my shop. Sounds like a good strategy. That is why we asked you to allow us to work here. Because you want to interact with our customers. That is correct. Well, I'm not sure about this. Neil, normally, if you are applying for a job on Earth, you have to go through certain processes before you finally get the job, if you get it at all. Oh. Let me think this over, if you don't mind. And I'll let you know tomorrow. Oh, no. We are sorry for our spontaneity, but it has to be today. May I know why? Because we are leaving for an event tomorrow. Okay, so you're gonna ask for a job and then you're gonna leave? For how long? Like... This is so awkward. Okay. Thank you. But with one condition. You won't be making any drinks. I'll handle that. Once I'm done, you will give the cup to the customer. Understood. There are other things you need to keep in mind. What is that? Dealing with the customers. Some people come here just to chill. They might come here just for a drink, work, or to read something. I strongly suggest you let them be. But always be prepared if they want to talk about anything. How can we know whether people want to be left alone or not? That won't be easy, but you'll be able to judge based on their body language. Nonverbal signs? Yes. That will be very hard for us. Indeed. Don't worry. I'll give you a sign. When you should start talking. Or when you should stop. Thank you. We will need that so much. Oh my goodness, that's going to be hard trying to talk with people, trying to make drinks, trying to help this guy out. Well, that's basically all you need to do here. Do we need a special outfit to do the job? Not really. I'll lend you an apron though, to help keep your suit clean. And to differentiate you from the customers. You don't really need more differentiation, but it will make you look more legit for the job. That is a very Earthling thing to do. It is. All right then. Are you ready for this? We are. Okay. Let's start the night. Oh boy, I can only imagine how disastrous this is going to be. And I might be wrong. It might be fine. Who knows? Who knows? Welcome. Holy wow. What the hell is happening? Good evening, Miss Freya. Hey, Alex, what's going on here? Well, Neil is working here tonight. And I thought I was the one who brought bad news. I never thought this place would be ground zero for an alien invasion. It's not that. Neil is just helping out. You never looked like someone who needs help. There are a few things to clarify, Miss Freya. First, our mission was never about conquering Earth. In fact, it is the other way around. Second, judging from the situation, we are actually the person who is getting help from the barista, not the other way around. What? We have learned something since we arrived, and we came to a conclusion. Before starting another breeding mission, we should learn more about how Earthlings communicate. We thought this place was the best place to learn. And you just agreed to this? On one condition. I make the drinks. Neil will only be here to serve and communicate. Fair trade? What's in it for you then? What? You're helping them here. What do you get in return? Now that you mention it, if there's anything you want from us, please do not hesitate to ask. Don't mention it. Well, maybe you can be my next story. I can write an article about your work here. Freya, if I still need to write for the paper again, what happened? The chief found out. Oh. Is that why you didn't come yesterday? Yes. How did she find out? You remember my fateful meeting with the higher up? In the elevator? Yes. The same thing happened with my chief. They met each other in the lift, and the higher up mentioned our encounter to her. The chief called me into her office, and things went downhill from there. She realized immediately that it was the reason for my poor performance lately. She didn't like it, of course. I'm sorry to hear that. What are you going to do now? Write the goddamn novel, I guess. And after that, hope that it sells well. If not, I don't know. We do not understand what is really happening, Miss Freya. But we feel the immense sadness and frustration you feel. How about a warm cup of drink? It is on the house. Huh? You allowed to do that? We will pay for the drink. Oh, Neil, that's so sweet. He really wants to get into her pants. No, it's okay. It's on the house. That was a nice thing to do, Neil. That was the best thing to do according to our senses. It was. So, what do you want to drink, Miss Freya? Your favorite. Our favorite? Anything. I trust you with the decision. Oh, goodness. Anything? I guess we could try... I don't remember if it was something that was mentioned before, but I've looked up drink items to do, and not like in specific circumstances, but just like combinations for like different people. And I'm sensing that perhaps she might want something along the lines of a coffee, maybe I'll do mint just because I landed on that, and then honey, and we'll go ahead and brew that and see how she feels. I didn't want to do an espresso just because I feel like she needs more of a kind of calming drink right now. So this is kind of toning it down a little bit. But a black magic, we'll go ahead and serve that to her. Here is your drink, especially crafted by the owner of this coffee shop. Well, who else is going to brew it? Thank you so much for this. I always wondered why your place only served hot drinks. But today, I might have an idea why. How far along are you with the novel? I can prepare the draft in a few days, I think. Now that I don't really need to care about other deadlines. And if I manage to infuse some coffee and creativity into my blood, that sounds doable. Even without the caffeine infusion. Excuse me, Miss Freya. We have learned extensively about Earthlings' bodies, about all the races, and we do not think infusing your blood with coffee would be advisable. Ugh. I'm sorry, Neil. I'm not really in the mood for this sort of conversation. It was just... Neil, Freya wasn't serious about infusing herself with coffee. Oh, we are glad to hear that, then. That was a figure of speech, Neil. Ah, we have heard about that term. It is still very hard to understand your language. It will always be hard, even for us. Languages will keep on changing. Understood. At least we are here now to learn the basics of how Earthlings communicate. Miss Freya, if we may ask away. How fast do you write? Not fast enough, apparently. But do you have numbers? Numbers? How many words do you produce per day? I don't think I have the exact number. But full-time, I should be able to write between 3,000 and 5,000 words per day. That's a lot. That's raw. After that, I still need to edit it. I usually end up with about half of what I originally wrote. According to our research, the standard number of words for the thing you need to write is between 50 and 100,000. That's right. But for this draft, I don't need to write that much. That is a pleasant information to hear. How many words do you need to write? Let's see. I think it should be around 15,000 words. That's pretty big for a pitch draft. Well, it's GRA Media, the biggest publisher around. If we count based on the number of words, it seems like you will be able to achieve your target easily. I wish. Writing isn't only about the number of words, Neil. It requires things outside the mere word count. If we only judged writers by their ability to write a large number of words, then we wouldn't have poetry or short stories. That is pretty hard to understand. But we learned beforehand that art is a difficult matter, even for Earthlings. Yup. Earthlings seem to have a fascination for things which are hard to understand, from languages to arts. Right again. But you're not that wrong about writing, you know. Word count is one of the few things you can objectively judge a story by. It's not the most important thing, but it's still up there. So it is still a valid parameter? Definitely. Cool. That didn't sound at all like you, Neil. I guess you really are learning something on Earth. Oh, another guest. With Neil working here, I worry that the agent from Fire is going to stop on by, and maybe this other guest might be that agent. Who do you think it is? And what do you think of Neil working in the shop now? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Coffee Talk for the very first time. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!